All right, and we're back with another deity description video. This time, I'm going to do the two Hurrian goddesses, Hutena and Hutellura, or Hudina and Hutellura. Um, so, these were goddesses of. So Hutena and Hutellura is the Hurrian form of the name, and in Ugaritic, it's instead of Hutena and Hutellura, it's with a D. It's Hudina and Hutellura. They were goddesses of fate and divine midwives in Hurrian mythology and religion. An unresolved problem in scholarship is the number of goddesses referred to with the names Hutena and Hutellura. Well, I think they're just two deities. Only two figures depicted on the Yazili Kaya reliefs. That's like the famous procession of Hurrian and Hittite deities at Yazili, at the site called Yazili Kaya. Only two figures are depicted on those reliefs, and they are labeled as those two goddesses, but at the same time the names appear to be plural. Well, however, he also notes that based on equations and god lists, the name Hutellura seems to refer to a single goddess corresponding to the Mesopotamian mother goddess Ninmah, Nintu, or Aruru. He concludes that it can be assumed they were a pair worshipped together, much like the goddesses Ninata and Kulita, or Ishara and Alani. Now, Ninata and Kulita are attendant goddesses of goddess Shaushka, the Hurrian Ishtar. So, anyway, Alfonso Archie assumes that the development of Hutena and Hutellura in Hurrian religion was influenced by the Syrian midwife goddesses known as the Kotharat in Ugarit, or Kusharatum in Mari. Both derived from... Oh, that's interesting. So the Kusharatum in Mari is related to the Kotharat in Ugarit. Okay. Yeah, it looks like about the same word. Both derived from the Semitic root kushar, to be skilled. Okay. Who were regarded as a group of 7. And that is true, that they were regarded as a group of 7. I think they were, weren't they? According to god lists, Hutena and Hutellura were equated with both with them and with the deities called the Shashuratu, derived from Shashuru, or womb, a Sumerian loanword in Akkadian. These were assistants of the Mesopotamian birth goddess. Okay. Let's see here. Now, but how many... Okay, so maybe the Shasharatu... Okay. So even if the Shasharatu were a group of 7 goddesses, Hutena and Hutellura may just be a particular Hurrian development of these, because it's just a pair. They're actually depicted as just a pair, not 7. So the Shasharatu were attested in the myth Enki and Ninmah. The latter group consisted of 7 goddesses. And, well, apparently it's got their names here. Shuziana, Ninima, Ninmada, Ninshar, Ninmug, Mumudu, and Ninigina. On this basis, he proposes. Who is proposing this here? Hold on a minute. Is that. He proposes that Hutena and Hutellura should also be understood as a heptad. I completely disagree with that. I mean, everything that we know about them, they are a pair, a duo. So, and like I said, I think it's just a Hurrian development. Like I think it's just it's a peculiarity of in the Hurrian pantheon. They're represented as a pair. We actually don't know the names of like the Ugaritic Katharat. I don't. Well, I'll go through. I'm gonna go through that too. Maybe I'll do the Katharat like next, and I'll do the Shasharatu as well. I don't think we know as much about the Kusharatum, but they're going to be similar to the Katharat, or the Katharatu, anyway. Emmanuel Laroque proposed that their names are both derived from the Hurrian verb hut, perhaps to be translated as to favor. Another proposed translation for the root word is to raise. Alfonso Archie suggests the translation those of favoring for Hutena and notes that while derived from the same root, Hutellura most likely needs to be understood as analogous to the word Hutelluri or midwife. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's like almost the exact same meaning. I mean word. Hutellura and Hutelluri. Wow. Is okay. He assumes the names reflected their benevolent nature. Yes. A connection existed between Alani, the goddess Alani. Now, Alani is the goddess, the Hurrian goddess of the underworld. She's very similar to the goddess Erish Kigal from Mesopotamia. So a connection existed between Alani and Hutellura and Hutena Hutellura, possibly due to the belief that the determination of each person's fate took place in the underworld. Well, while in theory it can be assumed that Hutena and Hutellura were regarded as responsible for premature deaths, such cases were often explained as divine wrath affecting a community. The character of the fate goddesses themselves was regarded as benevolent. Yes. In addition to determining fates, Hutena and Hutellura were also goddesses of birth and midwifery. As such, they were likely believed to be responsible for shaping the fetus during pregnancy. I agree there. Probably that's one of their main functions. Hutena and Hutellura appear in Kaluti, or that means offering lists, of the goddess Hebat, where she's the queen of the Hurrian pantheon, the top goddess. Well, probably her and goddess Shaushka. Those are the highest goddesses of the Hurrian pantheon. But Hebat, but Hutena and Hutellura appear in offering lists of the goddess Hebat and her circle. usually following her servant Takitu, and preceding the pair Ishara and Alani, all Hurrian goddesses here. In the Yazilikaya sanctuary, they are likewise placed right behind Hebat, her daughters, and Takitu. Well, she has a daughter and a granddaughter. Not, I don't know if she has like another divine daughter. With the figures representing them labeled as 47 and 48 in modern scholarly sources. An exception is known from the Hurrian offering lists from Ugarit, where Hebat is followed by Ishara and Alani, while Takitu, Hutena, and Hutellura are placed behind this pair. Hutena and Hutellura were most likely originally incorporated into Hebat's court in ancient Aleppo. In rituals, they could also appear in relation to Ea, Demkina, and Izumi. Now, Izumi is the Hurrian form of the god Isamud. This is the divine servant, divine messenger deity of the god Ea, or Enki. Who in Anatolia were part of the Hurrian pantheon. Yes, all those deities are also part of the Hurrian pantheon. That's Ea, Damkina, and Izumi, or Isamud. So I just wanted to say, I feel like Hebat is also a related goddess to Hutena and Hutellura in a lot of ways. Like, she's like a mother of deities. And okay, so just a little bit more here. Hutena and Hutellura appear in the myths in Hurrian mythology, Hurro-Hittite mythology, in the song of Hadamu. Hadamu is a giant, like, sea dragon, snake dragon thing. And the song of Uli Kumi, which is a giant stone monster. I want to go over those texts soon, eventually. Both of which belong to the cycle of Kumarbi. In the latter text, they are present during the birth of the eponymous stone monster and present him to his father, Kumarbi. In Hittite translations, both of this cycle and other Hurrian myths and ritual texts are substituted with the Gulshis and Dinger.ma. So So the Gulshis are they're the Hittite fate and mother goddesses, which we'll go over as well. Of course, they were equated with the Hittites equated Hutena and Hutellura with the Gulshis. And let's see how long. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe I'll do the Shasharatu next. We'll see. But that will do our video on Hutena, the goddesses Hutena and Hutellura. I consider them as just a pair, not 7 deities, but twin goddesses goddesses of fate, destiny, midwifery, fertility, birth, um, those types of things. And let me know your thoughts on the goddesses, on the two goddesses below. Anything that you would like to add, feel free to do so. And we shall be back with some more deity description videos and other related stuff pretty soon.